Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited this week that I'm bringing you a Kim K inspired makeup tutorial. So if you want to see how I recreated the look, please keep watching. First of all, I'm going to start by prepping the skin, and today I'm going to be using the Dragon's Blood Moisturiser by Rodial. This is one of my favourite moisturisers in my kit at the moment, just because also the packaging is so light, and I just find that it leaves the skin super hydrated and creates a really good base. Following hydrating the skin, I'm going to be taking my Mercier Hydrating Primer. I think these two products work really well together. They just both really help to hydrate the skin, and this primer is going to allow this makeup to last all day. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you know that I always start with brows. So here I'm taking my Soap Brow, which is my favourite brow product, just with a Kiko brush, and I'm just going to be brushing the product through the brows, and this just really helps to get the brows to stay up. And then you can also see the little gaps that you need to fill in. And next I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Duo Brow Palette, and just with an angle brush I'm just going to be filling in those gaps slightly, using my brush and taking these brush strokes upwards. Now I'm moving on to the eyes, and I always prep the eyes as a little base. I think it's really important to do a shadow base always. This helps to keep the shadow on, it avoids creasing, and also brings out the pigment a little bit. So here I'm just taking my NARS smudge proof base, and I'm just buffing that all over the lid, just with like a 217. And next I'm going to be using my Fenty Concealer. So this is shade 210, and I'm just going to be placing this all over the eyes on top of the primer, just to take away any discoloration and just to have a really nice and neutral base to work with. Now I've got a neutral base to work with, I'm just going to be taking my Laying Low paint pot, and I hadn't used these in so long, and I recently just topped up my kit with a few of them and I'm loving them. So I'm just applying this all over the eyes, just as like a really soft brown colour. Taking my favourite palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I actually think it's my all-time favourite palette, full stop. I go through this palette so quickly, and I just think it has so many good colours in. And I'm using, right here, I'm using the burnt orange eyeshadow, and what I'm doing is just buffing this into the corners and also into the crease, creating that slightly winged out shape. Here I'm just using a slightly larger blending brush, and I'm just going to be blending a slightly darker brown shade just into the corner and also into the crease, just creating really light shading. Kim K is like the perfect person for this. She just has everything so soft, but obviously it's so effective. And here I'm just using a flat brush, and I'm going to be running the same colours that I used on the top onto the bottom and just blending them together. Now to shape the eyes very slightly, I'm just going to apply a small winged liner. I think liner is the hardest thing to explain how to do, and I think I'm going to do a tutorial if you guys want to see how to do the perfect winged liner, because it can be tricky. But here I'm just using an art brush, which I think is so much easier. Like, it's super thin, so you've got a lot more precision and control over the line. But Kim K never has like a really strong, bold flick. So here I'm just doing a little minimal one, but really helpful to shape the eye. Moving on from the eyeliner, I'm just going to be using my Mercier eyelash colours. These are actually like a recent addition to my kit, so I think I've had these in my kit for a couple of weeks. I can honestly say they're the best eyelash colours I've ever used. Now the lashes are perfectly curled, I'm just going to be using my False Lash Mascara by MAC. I've been loving this mascara, and I always apply a little bit of mascara before I apply the false lashes. I just think then the lashes stay put a little bit, because obviously they've got product on, so a little bit hard. It's a lot easier to stick the individual lashes onto. Now I'm going to be adding some false individual lashes. This is one of my favourite parts. I feel like when you're finishing off the eyes and you're doing the false lashes and you're adding mascara, it really just comes together the whole eye look. So what I'm doing here, I'm using 12mm individual lashes in the middle. So I want to go longer in the middle, and then I go shorter either side. It really helps to open up the eye, and I feel like Kim, when Mary does her makeup, I feel like her lashes are always longer in the middle rather than the end. finished applying the false lashes, and I've added a little bit of mascara on the top and bottom as well, just to really exaggerate them, because I love lashes. I don't feel you can ever have too much mascara. Now I'm moving on to the skin. I'm just using my Studio Fix. I just actually mixed NC30 with NC42 here, and I'm going to be blending that all over the skin. I'm now happy with the coverage of the Studio Fix, so I'm going to move on to the concealer, and I'm going back in with the Fenty 210 concealer that I used on the top of the eyes, and I'm just blending that underneath the eyes and dragging the concealer upwards. And as you can see, just by blending out the concealer into the eyeshadow, I'm just creating that really beautiful shape around the eye. Once I've blended in the concealer and I'm happy, I always take a translucent powder, or sometimes if the skin needs a little bit more coverage, I will use a powder with some coverage in. But here, NARS skin is so beautiful, I'm just taking a translucent powder, and I'm going to be running that underneath the eyes, a little bit on the forehead, and also on the chin. And this translucent powder is from Rodial. Now we're just going to be adding some shading, contour, and obviously I'm going to be adding warmth back into the face. So first of all, I go with my Rodial Contour powder. I think this is shade 2, and what I'm doing here is just sculpting the face. I'm just going to go underneath the cheekbones, just to give the illusion of high cheekbones. I also go slightly around the hairline, and also on the chin, underneath the chin. Finish contouring the face, I'm just going to go back over the contour with my Mercier bronze powder. This is in shade 02. The reason I go over it is because I used a cool colour to contour with, and I'm adding a little bit of warmth on top just to give that really beautiful bronze glow, which Kim always has. Her face is so beautifully sculpted by Mario, so I'm just going to really try and create the same thing. Kim K is obviously the queen of contour. I couldn't obviously get away with doing this look without contouring the nose slightly, so I started by shading it with the first Rodial Contour powder, and here I'm just using the banana highlighting powder just to really accentuate that contour. Next, I'm going to be going in with one of my favourite blushes. This is a blush I use always on myself. This is called Sincere by MAC, and I just really think it adds a really nice natural warm peachy tone without being too much. To add that glow, I'm going to be taking the Fort de France highlighting powder by NARS. This is also one of my favourite highlighters because I think it's beautiful. It leaves the skin with that really nice beautiful glow without looking too fake. And here I'm just using a Youngblood brush. I love the size of this brush, and I think it's just perfect for highlighting. So I'm just going to be using it at the top of the cheekbones, down the centre of the nose, and I also do a little bit on the forehead, just because obviously I do want this look to be slightly glowy, and Kim K always has a really nice radiance about her, so I'm just putting this pretty much at all the high points of the face. Last but not least, I'm moving on to the lips. So first of all, I'm going to go in with this lip pencil by MAC, and this is in shade Oak. This is actually a new addition to my kit. I saw a couple of other makeup artists use it, and I actually just love that kind of 90s look that it gives to the lips. And I'm just starting by overdrawing the lips very slightly on the top and the bottom. After finishing lining the lips, I'm going to be taking the lipstick from Huda Beauty called Staycation. I'm just going to be applying it all over, and then once I've applied the lipstick, I just go back in with a pencil and a lip brush, and I kind of blend the lip line with the lipstick, getting a really nice fade. That is the final Kim K inspired makeup tutorial. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below.